ChatGPT is taking over the internet, and as a developer, if you're not upgrading yourself, chances are this AI will replace you. Hi, my name is Paras, and in this video, I'll show how I use ChatGPT to write code for a next startup. So let's get started. The platform we are building today is a platform where you can get prompts for generating your AI artwork. This platform will have hundreds of images generated by thousands of people online, curated at one place, so that you can get ideas for generating your best AI artwork. The best part is you can use all these images anywhere in your projects, as all of them are copyright free. So that's the best part. So let's see how it goes. Now coming straight to the point, the important part here was to figure out the tech stack that we are going to use. Since this project was going to scale and will you plan to use some machine learning algorithms in the future, we figured out that Django plus React were the best suited tech stack for our project. So we wrote the entire backend of our platform using ChatGPT. In the next video, I'll show you how I use ChatGPT to write snippets of code for my React. So stay tuned to see the next part of it and witness the future of building platforms.
First of all, we'll ask the AI to write a models.py file for us. So here we write the prompt. Write a Django app having a model called prompt, which has three fields named as title, photo URL, and tags. So here we go. Okay, the model has started writing it. First of all, it's giving me the instructions of how to start my app. So here is it. So it's giving a step-by-step process of how I can make a Django app first of all, and then I guess it will write it. So yeah, it's writing the models.py file now. So it's defined as title as char field, the photo URL as URL field, and tags again as char field. Okay. So now it's saying that create an app called admin.py. Okay. So it's now writing the complete set of instructions for me. So it's now writing the admin.py as well, so that I can register my app and see it on my admin portal. Okay, so asking me to add the app and install the app as well. Okay, so as you can see, it's giving me a step-by-step guide of how to make an app, right? It's not just saying me write a models.py. It's not giving me just a models.py file. Instead, it's giving me all the steps as well. So it's also like it also gave me how I can like utilize my URL. So yeah, it's a very elaborative thing. Now we have the models.py. I'll ask the AI to write a get endpoint, say a post endpoint for us. Okay, write a post endpoint of API in views.py to receive data and save it in database. Right, a post endpoint of API in views.py to receive data. Okay, and save it in database. Okay, here we go. It's giving me the steps first of all of how to do it. Okay, so okay, so like it's the imports part of it, like the initial part of it, and now I'll see if the AI is giving the prompts part, like the actual code. Okay, so as you can see, two things here. First of all, it remembers that we have three parameters in the model: title, photo URL, and tags. So obviously it remembers the context of the previous request that we served. So now it's like saving the okay. So it created an entire post endpoint for me. So as you can see, I haven't written a single line of code. It's views.py. So I'll just run the code in front of you. So it's also writing me the urls.py. That's great. It's an elaborative study. It knows that we are writing a Django app. Okay, now I'll say write a get endpoint as well. Get endpoint for fetching all the data from database. For fetching all the data from database. And okay, since we have a post endpoint, now we are writing a get endpoint to receive all the data. That will the front end will be calling. So now it's writing like get endpoint in views.py as well. So we'll see. So it's a step-by-step guide of how to do things. It's not just saying me that just go and just copy paste this code. It's giving me a step-by-step guide of how I can use this code as well. So it's a very elaborative process, and I love it. Like generally, it's great. It's awesome. Like humans are not able to write such an elaborative description of an endpoint. So it's also giving me the URL endpoint of this as well. Okay. Can you give me a directory map of all the files? So I've asked the AI to give me a directory map so that I can put the files in the respective positions for the Django project. I'm just doing it. I know it. I'm just doing it to ask an AI if it understands what a directory map is. Okay, so it's giving me a directory map of how the project will look like. So now I'll go and see that if I have everything to serve my Django project and start the work. I have a admin.py, I have a models.py, I have a urls.py. Okay, I don't have a text.py, so yeah, I'll just skip it. It's not necessary for the first phase of code. Okay, so as you can see, we have a directory map. I'll show you from beginning what we have done. We wrote a Django app, and it gave me a model in which we have 3 parameters, and then we have admin, and then it told us that we have to put the app in installed apps. Then it told us how to like make the migrations and all these things. So it gave us a post endpoint where we can save our data to the database. We are obviously using a SQLite database that Django uses by default, and then we are just creating a URLs for the post endpoint, and then we are writing a get endpoint. So it's a simple app that takes user input in the form of API endpoint, like from the API endpoint, post endpoint, and then I can also fetch that data. So it's a simple app that we wrote. So we would need a simple app. So we wrote it. So that's the entire app. Now in the second phase, I'll tell you how I'll just copy paste the entire code in my local server and just test it out along with you. So now that we have the entire app set up in our local systems, we'll ask the AI to write up a sample curl for us so that we can test it in the postman. So here we are. Write a sample curl for both the post method and the get method for testing in postman. So you ask the AI to write a sample curl request so that we can test both the methods, post and the get. So here we have the postman open so that we can test it out. Okay, this is the post request. We'll copy the curl here and we'll import it directly in the postman. So the API, the good part is the code remembers the endpoint that it created. API POMs create, right? So it remembers the endpoint. So here we copy it and we have the postman open. So I'll just import the curl over here. Here we are. I'll open raw text and now that curl, continue. Yes, import. Okay, now we have the prompt open. I'll see if the server is running. The server is running as well. So here we are. Okay, so as we can see, it has title, prompt, example, and tags as well. So it automatically is imported. Yeah, send. Okay, now we have an error here. We'll see. Forbidden CRF cookie not set. So the AI missed this, that the CRF cookie is not set. And now we have now we have to Google it. So I'll just copy this and I'll ask the AI that the code is giving. So the code is giving me error. How to solve it? Okay. I've asked the AI itself that the code is giving me error and I pasted the error here, copied it from my terminal. Okay, it's first of all giving me the reason that why is my request forbidden. I hope it gives me the solution as well. Okay, it's asking me to like if you're requesting using curl or a command line tool. Okay, so it has modified the curl for me. I'll just import this curl now. So I don't know how is this like how is it taking the CRF token? I haven't given it out. I'll just copy it. Okay, I'll just copy this curl again. I'll import new curl, raw text, curl, import. So curl is also broken. I am seeing the curl is also broken here. Curl is not also recognized. Okay, copy code. Well, so the curl is also broken. So as we are seeing, the curl is also broken. So now I'll fix it. I have to automatically go to Google and just fix the error. So I'll just take a pause in the video here and we'll have the code fixed with the help of Google, obviously, and not ChatGPT. So AI failed here. You have to understand that the AI is not able to produce a code that is error free, at least in my case. So I'll just pause. So now we have the error solved and I solved it using Stack Overflow and not AI. So I removed the CRSF middleware. So here we are. So I'll just use the postman with the original request that AI gave us. So here we have test prompt 1. So yeah, so prompt was created successfully. Now I'll use the get endpoint given by AI to see if the get endpoint works well. So here we have the get endpoint. Okay, so it's a simple request to a get endpoint. I'll just copy the endpoint here and create a get request. Here we are, and I have no headers, nothing, no parameters. Send. Right, so we have these two prompts that we have, right? So we have these two things. So this was it. So I've done nothing fancy. It's just a call that we wanted to make. So obviously I want to bring it to your notice that the AI doesn't wrote the end cases, that if the title is already duplicate, title can be duplicated or not, if the title can again be same or not. So these are the end cases that the AI has to check. It's not checking the duplicacy of data in database. So it missed that case. Obviously, I can just say and ask the AI to specifically write that code for me, but yeah, it automatically doesn't recognize. So human intelligence matters here. Human intelligence is most important. So as a developer, I feel that if you are using this tool for your benefit and for like improving your efficiency, it can be a lot of help. But yes, it's not going to replace developers as of now, because it doesn't understand that in real world cases are huge, and the app can be misused. It is able to write that code. I didn't write a single piece of code here. So yeah, it's the thing. And also I wanted to make the tags in models.py a list type, but it wrote me a char field, which I didn't want it. It also understood that the title would be like 200 length. I want it to be a text field and not a char field. So here it is.